Over the years, I've had the honor of witnessing some of the most amazing miracles happen in the lives of those who have built the businesses of their dreams. I've watched people step into what they felt was once impossible. I've seen them break through fears, rewrite the entire story of who they believe they are to create lives that they wouldn't have ever believed possible just a few short years ago. And today I want to share one of those stories with you. But here's the thing, for every person that I've seen step into their dream, I've seen just as many who stay stuck. And not because they weren't talented, not because they're not working hard enough, not because they don't want it badly enough. It's because no matter how many hours they put in, no matter how many strategies they try, no matter how much they push themselves, nothing seems to click. They take one step forward and two steps back. They second guess every decision. They watch other people making progress and wonder, what the heck am I missing? At first, they're determined. They tell themselves, I just need to figure this out. I just need to try harder. I just need to find that missing piece. But over time, the frustration sets in. The doubt creeps in. And eventually they start to wonder, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe I was never meant to have this dream. You see, pursuing the life and business of your dreams doesn't always feel like a clear, open path. It doesn't feel like a road where the destination is just ahead, where each step brings you closer with certainty. No, more often than not, it feels like you've dropped into a vast, twisting maze. Imagine this. You're already inside, standing in the midst of that maze. Stone walls rise high above you. Their rough surfaces smooth in sections by the touch of countless hands before you. People who have walked this path, searching for their way out. You turn a corner, then another, and another. Dead end. You double back, retracing your steps, convinced that this time you've figured it out. But again, you hit another wall. Time passes, maybe even years, and you begin to wonder, is this it? Maybe this is life. Maybe success was never about reaching the other side. Maybe it's just about enduring the maze, figuring out how to survive in its endless corridors. And so you make yourself comfortable. You convince yourself it's not so bad. You stop running, stop searching. You find a spot where the walls seem less threatening and you settle in and you call it good enough. But deep down, you know, somewhere hidden in this maze, there must be a door. There has to be. It's clear that others have been in this maze before you, yet somehow they found the way out. And now, standing there all alone, the only question is, will you? Then something shifts. You hear footsteps. At first, your heart races. Someone else is here. Someone else is lost in the maze just like you. You turn a corner and see them, a figure moving through the corridors. But unlike you, they aren't frantic. They aren't wandering aimlessly. They walk with purpose. And then you see it, a map in their hand. Not a perfect one, not a complete set of step-by-step instructions, but a map with markings, dead ends crossed out, paths leading from one point to another, and something stops you cold. An exit. Not just one, many exits. You hesitate. You've been in this maze for so long. You've followed bad advice before. You've trusted people who didn't really know the way. What if this was just another dead end? But something about this person, the way they move, the way they seem to know, makes you wonder. So you step forward and ask the question that has been burning in you for years. How did you find the way out? They pause. Instead of just handing you the map, they ask you something back. Where do you want to go? The question stops you. Because for so long, you've been focused on just getting out, desperate to escape the maze at any cost. But somewhere along the way, you stopped asking, where do I actually want to go? You think back, and then you remember the dream you had before the maze, the vision that once burned bright in you before the walls boxed you in. As you speak, they glance at the map, then lift a finger and point to the wall just behind you. You turn, and then you see it. The faint outlines of a door. It's not new. It's not magical. It's just there. Now that you see it, you realize it's been there all along. You press your hands against it. Your heart is racing. Could it really be this simple? Could the way forward have been here the whole time? You take a deep breath and you step through. Here's the situation. Some people never find the door. They stay stuck in the maze, convinced that if they will just push harder, work longer hours, hustle more, they'll one day break through. But what if the way forward isn't about pushing? What if the way forward were perceiving what is around you differently? Today, I want you to hear from someone who had found her hidden door. A few years ago, Liz Deacle was in the maze. She had a vision for her life, a life of travel, freedom, impact, but it felt just like that, a vision, distant and far out of reach. Then something happened. She stepped through the door. And this is Liz's story. What I'm about ready to play for you is an audio testimonial that is unscripted, not thought out ahead of time. It is not something I asked for. It's something she felt compelled in the moment to create as she was out for a walk, to express how much enthusiasm and excitement about the realization of the door that she had stepped into to turn her dream into reality. Here's that testimonial, unedited, in Liz's own words.
Good morning, Cliff. I'm recording this message. I'm down by the beach, and today is my first day that I'm meeting with my paid mastermind group, my first paid mastermind group. And I've come down to the beach. We're meeting at 2:00 this afternoon, and I've come down the beach, and I just wanted to hear your voice. And Brian said, why don't you get your first ever meeting that you had with Cliff and listen to that first coaching call conversation that you had together. So last night, we found it and we downloaded it from the email that you sent me. And I came down to the beach this morning and I started playing it. And the first thing that just is incredibly mind-blowing to me is you say to me back in 2022, it says 2021 on the plane, but I'm sure it was 2022 because that was the year I joined your mastermind. You say, where do you see yourself in 3 years' time, Liz? What would your ideal life look like? And I say to you, well, Cliff, I love to travel, and I would love to be able to travel with my family and Brian. I would love to be able to work wherever I was in the world. I'd love to be able to earn $10,000 a month. I would just love Brian not to do any more project managing and plumbing, and he was at home with me, and I was inspiring people through my content. I'd love that. That's my dream, Cliff. And then we go on to talk about all this woman's insecurities and fears and doubts, and that couldn't possibly happen to me. And as the conversation went on, it was like listening to a fairy tale, to be honest. It was like listening to, ta-da, look, Liz, you're there, you're doing it. You know, in May, me and Brian, we've just booked our tickets to Europe. We're going to Greece. We're flying back to Europe, and I know that I'll be still able to work and continue to earn my money, and the kids are coming with us. And it just struck me how incredible you are as a coach. You really are the best coach. Everything that you're saying to me is right and inspiring and gentle and probing, but not too forceful, and everything that you're saying to me as I'm listening to it now I know you and we've been through a lot. I just wanted to reach out and say, to say how grateful I am that we had that introduction and that I spent a year with you, and everything following that introduction, you have continued to inspire and give me confidence and believe in myself and be a friend. And I just wanted to reach out and say how very, very grateful I am to you for being in my life. Yeah. If I was here now, I'd go, come here, Cliff, and I'd give you a massive hug. But I want you to feel that silence. That was me giving you a massive hug. So thank you so much, Cliff Ravenscraft. You really are an incredible person in my life. And you inspired me and gave me the courage and the confidence to go ahead and do those things in my life. So thank you so very much.
Did you hear it? Did you hear the moment in her voice when she realized that she had done it? That her vision, her dream that she once spoke out loud, not knowing if it would ever come true, and yet years later, she finds herself standing inside of the life she once thought was impossible. When Liz and I first met, she was deep inside the maze, just like you. She had a vision of what she would love to have as an experience of life, but she also had the fear, the self-doubt, the walls that told her that what she wanted wasn't possible. And then she joined the Next Level Mastermind. And suddenly she was surrounded by a group of people who saw things in a way that she was not yet able to see herself. She was surrounded by a group of guides who helped her ask better questions. A group who reflected her potential back to her. A group that has been on the journey and continues building and refining more updated versions of the map through the maze of business and life. And most importantly, she took action. She stepped through the door, and now she's living it. Her words, her vision, no longer a dream someday off in the future. She's living it now. So let me ask you, where are you in the maze? Are you still searching for the way out? Still circling the same paths? Convinced that if you just push a little harder, you'll break through? The truth is the door, there are many of them. They've always been there. And you don't have to keep wandering alone. You don't have to keep trying to figure it out yourself. The mastermind is your answer. This is what we do. We help people see what they can't yet see. We help you start looking at things from a different perspective. We help you find the openings that have always been right there beside you the whole time. And when you step through, everything changes. So if you're listening to this and you feel it, that pull, that knowing that there's something more waiting for you, this is your sign. This is the moment for you to start finding the doors and walking through. I have two different versions of the Next Level Mastermind. One is for those who already know the value that they bring to the table. They already know what their products and services are. They already understand how to go out and market themselves to the world. They already have clients. They've already been in business. They're already out there making big things happen in the world, but they understand that it's easier to find the hidden doors when they have more eyes looking where they're not currently looking. And so that is for seasoned, full-time, self-employed, next-level entrepreneurs. Then I have a second mastermind group. It's for early-stage entrepreneurs. These are the ones who are still trying to figure out, what is my exact unique value proposition? What is the best product or service offering, and for the right target audience, for me to take my business efforts to that next level, to make it more sustainable, to make it profitable, even more profitable than anything I've ever dreamed of up till this point. Those early stage entrepreneurs, I have a passion for them because there's so many doors already surrounding them. And it's just choosing one of them, but yet without knowing how the maze of business and life works, they're not even perceiving any of the doors around them. So whether you're an early stage entrepreneur or you're a well-seasoned entrepreneur, no matter who you are, if you have a vision of something you want to create, some feeling, some urge that there's something more, but you feel somewhat of a haze. You can't quite figure out how to navigate the maze of life and business to get you to the reality lived experience of your next dream. I'm going to tell you the mastermind group experience is what you're looking for. And I would be honored to have you consider the Next Level Mastermind. Now, you may have heard what Liz mentioned. She said, Cliff, I was going back and I went 3 years ago and I listened to a call, that very first coaching session that you and I had. And that's what I do with everyone who applies for the Next Level Mastermind. I bring them through one-on-one coaching. I bring them through a complimentary 90-minute one-on-one coaching experience with me. I make sure that they have clarity about who they are and what it is that they are seeking to create, the dream that they desire to turn into reality. I then help them get clear on exactly what the obstacles are that they feel are holding them back from that lived experience of the dream. Once I have that, I can determine whether or not they're at a place where the Next Level Mastermind is a good fit. In some cases, those relationships turn out to be something that it's a better fit for one-on-one coaching. And that's why I do these coaching experiences with people before just bringing them straight on into the mastermind group experience. I make sure it's a great fit. And here's the best part of it for you. It costs you nothing to find out. If you are a full-time self-employed business owner, it doesn't matter if you're an early stage entrepreneur or if you've been in business for the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years, I have one of 2 mastermind group experiences for you to help you navigate through the maze of business and life together with other people. I facilitate both groups. I'm there every week, and I would love to help you find the door to the lived experience of your dream. Email me today, cliff@cliffravenscraft.com. I can't wait to get into a one-on-one conversation with you. My gift to you, a full 90-minute one-on-one coaching session, no strings attached, and no expectation and no obligation that you'll join either of my mastermind groups or ever pay me a penny for coaching. Let's just, you and I, have an opportunity to chat for one 90-minute session. It'll be a conversation, I promise you will never forget for the rest of your life. And I'm absolutely certain a miracle will occur. Email me today, cliff@cliffravenscraft.com.